10所以是非常完整的 Windows 体验，它里面没有任何东西被消解。
So I'm going to start in the Start menu and open Excel.
我们从开始，然后打开 Excel 工作表。
And as will be the case with all of the applications we showed, this is the full application. So this is regular Win32 Excel.
这个是我刚刚说完整的 Windows 体验，所以它就是 Win32，然后就是完整的 Excel 的版本会是这样。
Since it's full Excel, I want to show some of the more advanced features. So I've created a pivot table to manipulate the data.
因为是完整的 Excel， 所以我们来用一些比较难的功能。它现在要做一个复杂的表格。
Now, this may seem a little bit boring, but that's okay because I'm not trying to show you anything you haven't seen before. This should all look exactly like you know Windows and Excel look and operate.
其实也不要管它那个表格看起来复杂，它只是想要说这个就跟我们平常在用那些 Windows 的软体一样。
You see, PowerPoint is also the same full Office application.
现在在用 PowerPoint 一样，也是 Office 里面非常完整的版本。
As is Microsoft Word.
Word 也是一样，它已经同时开了好几个程式。
So now I've now used Excel, PowerPoint, Word. I'm going to email this to myself using Outlook.
接下来他要用 Outlook 把这个档案寄给自己。
And that's all of the steps that I'll take to show how productivity in this platform is exactly as people already know it in Windows 10.
这就是我们强调的生产力，就像你平常在使用 Windows 10一样的体验。
All right. So then changing a little bit, I want to show a little bit about the Windows ecosystem.
那我们现在来看这个 Windows 的生态系统。
So Windows is useful because of the Office applications; those are good. But also because of all of the third-party applications that are developed for Windows.
大家会很喜欢用 Windows， 是一方面是因为它有 Office 很好用，然后另外一方面呢，也是因为在这个平台上面有许多第三方开发的软体。
So this is just a simple example, but I'm going to download a Win32 application. It's designed for x86 and not for running on ARM.
所以我现在要去下载一个 Win32的 APP， 然后它本来的设计是应该要在 x86 的环境下运行的，不是 ARM。
But you can see I can download it with no problems, install it, and it all just works.
但是你们会发现，我不管下载或者安装都没有什么问题，还是很顺畅的。
So the reason I show you this is because with Windows 10 on Snapdragon, you won't have to worry about it being on Snapdragon. Any of the applications that you want to use, you'll be able to use them.
我们做这个 demo， 大家可以相信呢，我们在搭载Snapdragon 的 Windows 10， 它的运作上面就是非常的顺畅，你们不用去担心说换成 Snapdragon 会不会有任何的问题。
So now I want to show some of the connectivity side of things.
再来，我们来看它的联网的部分。
So I'm going to browse to our movie and we can stream a video.
我们来看一下影片。
This is using our gigabit LTE connection.
我们现在用的就是 Gigabit LTE 的联网速度。
You don't really need a gigabit of connectivity to stream a 1080p video, but the idea is that the connection will not be a limiting factor.
我们看一个1080p 的视讯其实也不一定要 Gigabit LTE， 可是只是要告诉大家说联网不是问题。
So whatever content or capabilities you need to access online, you will be able to do it as well as that cloud service can provide that.
所以只要云端服务能够提供的话，我们想要在网络上搜寻的内容是都可以取得。
But then let's say I'm about to get onto an airplane, and so I need to switch from streaming the video to downloading the video so that I can have it on my device.
那假设我现在要去搭飞机，所以我不能再用串流的方式看影片，我要把它下载。
So I have a video, this same video, and it's on the cloud. What it is actually is in our local network, but this is because we want to take full advantage of gigabit LTE, and it's not deployed in this market. So.
I don't understand that part. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm connecting from this device to a server behind using gigabit LTE, and I'm not going to the internet for this part.
现在的话呢，我们其实用这个装置是用 gigabit LTE 接到我们的一个 server， 不是真的接到网络上。
The reason I'm not going to the internet is because then I would not be using gigabit LTE all the way. So this is to show what gigabit LTE will be like when it is launched.
因为如果我连到网络上的话，它其实不是 gigabit LTE， 因为现在还不是那样的环境，所以我要给大家看的是 gigabit LTE 的速度，所以我们就没有连到网络上。
So I'm copying the file to this device. You can see we start to download.
好，我现在把这个档案要用复制的方式
I want to
复
show
制到我
you
的装置上。
The data rates we're getting.
大家可以看到它的连线的速度。
So this type of data rate, this high 300 megabits per second, this is not the theoretical maximum of gigabit LTE, but it is a realistic number.
这边看到是超过300 megabit per second， 那这个不是那个理论上 gigabit LTE 的速度，但是它是实际上我们如果随时联网的话，能够持续得到的速度。
So for a real life peak download speed, this is achievable, and you can see that allows us to download that 2 gigabyte data file in about 30 or 40 seconds.
那这样的速度呢？我们刚才的那个2GB 大小的档案，就30到40秒就能够下载。
So this is important on this type of device because it means that you no longer need to worry about just your local capabilities and storage.
这很重要，因为这样我们就不需要担心说我们自己局端这个 local 的部分和它的储存还有它的能力。
Instead, with the gigabit LTE connection, all of the resources and files and everything on the cloud and on the internet are part of your device.
因为有 gigabit LTE 的联网速度的话，那其实在网络上的资源，还有你在其他地方储存的档案，都是可以使用的。
So whether I have a file here on my device or not doesn't really matter as much because it's all accessible very, very rapidly.
所以这个档案是有存在我的装置里或者没有，其实都没有关系，因为我们要去存取它非常的快速。
So we talked about the PCB and how Snapdragon is an advantage there. Talked about gigabit LTE, and I want to show you one more thing that we are bringing to the Windows experience, which is our CPU architecture.
刚才我们已经谈到了 PCB 版，然后它占用的面积少很多，然后也给大家看了它的 gigabit LTE 的速度。我们接下来来看一下 CPU 的部分。
The main thing I want to point out here is how we are handling things very, very efficiently. So we have 8 cores in the big little configuration. These top cores are the little cores and these bottom ones are the big cores. And as we start doing less with the device, we start to turn off cores to go into low power mode.
大家可以看到它的这个效能的部分，它有8个核心，那是用那种 ARM 的 Big Little， 所以是这样的一个架构。那我们如果说在工作负载比较少的时候，它会自己把一些核心关掉，就能够省电。
So this also shows how we can scale down further to go into the active or the connected standby mode or connected sleep mode.
所以我刚前面投影片有介绍过的，就是它在这个联网待机的状态，也是因为这样，所以它能够有很好的电池寿命。
So your experience with the PC would be very similar to what we have with our phones now, where you can turn it on and it instantly boots up, and you can download data in the background. You can use voice commands while the device is asleep to wake it up. These are things that will now be possible on PC.
所以我们现在在用 PC 的时候，就可以像用我们的智慧型手机一样了，它的下载的速度很快，然后你随时都可以把它叫醒，然后你也可以用语音的方式把它叫醒，那它能够 instant on， 就是随时我就可以把它开启。
And while we are adding all of those capabilities, we are doing it while consuming much, much less power than even the regular standby with the old architecture.
所以它也能够有这么多好的功能，可是它的省电的能力呢，就是非常优秀。所以跟以前传统的那一种待机的模式来比的话，它省电很多。
So when you combine all of these things together, so the smaller PCB allowing for thinner, lighter devices, the gigabit LTE, the highly efficient processing architecture, and then also the Windows 10 experience that millions of people already know and depend on, we're very excited about the types of devices that will be created with this platform.
所以大家可以看到说，我们刚刚介绍它的 PCB 板变小，然后有 Gigabit LTE 的速度，还有我们也介绍了它的处理器的效能，再加上说这是我们最熟悉的 Windows 10，所以我们对于这个装置未来推出上市呢是充满期待。
So that's all I have to show for the demo, but if there are questions, we can take them.
Demo 到这边，如果大家有问题的话，他也愿意回答。
So